But a living thing that you relate to is not a thing to be possessed. A man or woman is not a thing to be possessed. That is why human relationship drives you crazy. Suppose there is a conditioning given to you that once you are married to somebody, you should not look at anything else, anybody else. And you are very strong in that, what you call tradition. You see, even if the person is unhappy, unwilling, because a very strong idea is put into the head, so they seem to live together for some time. But once the value for that tradition goes away, just because somebody said that's all I do it, again break. Understand the human situations in life, friends. Because individuality is so strong, it can challenge, dismiss, negate anything. So that person, now when is struggling, I want to be happy with something which should never be a thing of past, nor promise me it shall always be there later on, not interested. So, yad anyatra bhutat bhavyat yat tat pashyasi, what you are seeing, O Yamaraj, O teacher, what is that you see, which does not become a thing of past, nor it shall eternally become a thing of future, always to be achieved, but never achieved. Nor it should be something which comes from the future to become a moment of present, again to lose itself in the past. That also I am not interested in. I am interested in something which shall be ever existent. Do you see anything like that? Tadvada. So beautiful, eh? And that should also, what else it should be? See the maturity of the person. From the ordering in the restaurant, you shall know whether the person is a gourmet eater, ordinary eater, experienced diner, or just first time diner. From the ordering you can make out, right? What do you want? Brinjal. Bas. What do you want? On dosa, idli dosa? You go. The other fellow who is a top diner, what shall he say? He has got 100 dishes in his mind. Can I have Thai vegetable, Chinese rice, Mexican this, Italian bread? The fellow will say, why? Because he knows. If you ask him to do that from the ordering, you know how informed, how educated, how informed, how experienced he is. When the students come to the teacher will know from the way what they order. I want some vibhuti to be cured. You know what type of student he is. Can I have a job? You know what he is interested in. Can I have this or that? Like that. But suppose the person says, like Nachiketas, what are you interested in? Which should not be a thing of past or become a thing of future. If I get a moment of happiness, it should not be a moment of past. Please take that statement and think, why are we so desperate in life? Because every moment of happiness has disappeared. As long as you are in the relationship, you never think it shall end. But when it ends, you get such a hit. Because you thought it will never end. Think. As long as going is great, as they say, everything is great going. But the going is great. So you thought never the business will come to an end, never the relationship will come to an end. That is where you see the confidence in the average person. And then suddenly one day, your world collapses around you. The citadel, the castle that you have built around yourself suddenly crumbles and you are left high, dry, roofless, homeless, frustrated, miserable. Nachiketa says, enough is enough. I am not interested in this anymore. Give me something which shall never become a thing of past. Nor shall it be a promise that once you shall get it in the heavens somewhere in the future. No. And also, what else? Anyatra dharmat, anyatra adharmat, anyatra krutat akrutat che. It should be something which is anyatra dharmat adharmat. It should not be a thing of opposite. Dharma adharma. Good, bad. If it is good, somebody will prove it as a bad. If it is bad, somebody will prove it as good. This relative good and bad I don't want. I want something absolute good which never becomes a thing of bad. You understand? You understand? From the language itself you can understand what type of brain the person is enjoying. What a bright fellow. Poverty does not solve the problem. Prosperity doesn't solve it either. How many people understand that? Tell me. 99% people go crazy for the prosperity. Why? Because they know poverty doesn't solve the problem. Maybe 1 or 2% people don't want to have any riches. Why? Problem. Who wants to go there? Not because they're happy, therefore they're in poverty, but they're incapable. It's okay. Who is working? Whatever little I got, I'm happy with myself. Finished. But such a person is miserable because he knows what he is losing out. But a discriminative person is, he knows poverty does not solve the problem. So don't ask me to be renunciate. They indulge. I don't want to indulge either. Why? Indulgence also doesn't solve the problem. See the mind. That is why through the story when you go, you are always looking at yourself. In the process, am I the one? Am I looking for what? What am I looking for in life? Am I looking for little prosperity or happiness? Am I looking for fixing a little thing or absolute fulfillment right here and now? Most people are interested in fixing a little problem here and there. It's just like in a medical language you can understand. You go for a checking of your toes because your toes, your toenails are not good, infected or fungus. So you want to check out the toes. By the time you fix the toes, your knee joint has started giving pain. Then you said, okay, I shall go to a bone doctor. By the time you fix up your knee joint, your stomach is upset. What should you do? That time you shall say, again and again, who wants to go? Let me have a master checkup. Master checkup means what? Put yourself under the scan. 360 slice scan. You go into the scanning machine under the inside. When you go into the machine inside, then the whole picture comes out. Then you say, these are the places wrong. So same thing also. Previously I was thinking, if only I can be educated, all the problems is solved. Got educated, no job. If only I get a job, all the problems is solved. Got the job, no loneliness, totally loneliness. If I am married, all problems will be solved. But I got the money, but married, if you get a house, all problems is solved. You go on getting problems into problems into problems. That is why go for a scanning. This is where comes your knowledge. A total scanning. Why is it that one after another these type of things are coming up? What is that I really want?